We're recording. Hello. I hope you're all having a good evening. I have a question for you all. And I'm going to ask you this question in a few different ways. And when I ask you this question, I want you to really think about it really hard. Here it goes. Who in the hell do you think you are? Okay. Now when I ask it to you that way, who in the hell do you think you are? I'm going to ask it to you again. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you really are? That's something to think about, isn't it? When somebody asks me, who do you think you are? And I'm thinking, who, me? I'm awesome. I'll tell you who in the hell I am. I am this wonderful beam of light that just wants to sing my guts out and just wants to have a happy life, wants to love my children, wants to be free. And the minute that somebody thinks they're better than me, I'm asking them, who the hell do you think you are? I don't even know you. I have no idea who you are. So I have a little trick for you. Okay, you've got this body, this beautiful body, and no matter how you see yourself, you need to start changing maybe your self-view. Okay, you are a child. You've got this body, this mind, this soul of your very own. You have no reason to want to be anybody but yourself. So ask yourself, who the hell you think you are? And you better come up with some good answers. Okay? So if your answers are not pleasing to your mind and your spirit, then something's wrong. You know, you've got to go back and decide, who in the hell do I want to be if I don't like what I am right now? Who do you want to be? You know, no one can compete with you. There's no one like you. And so if you've got some things going on with yourself that maybe, you know, give you an uneasy feeling when you answer that question, maybe that's where we start. Okay, can you imagine, okay, this is just hypothetical, it's not personal. Can you imagine what it would be like if you could change places with Donald Trump and he was on, okay, he decided to change a system of a respectful system to something that would psychologically deem you to be less than who you know that you are. Okay, I'll give you an example. Okay, let's say that you had breast cancer. And, okay, and you've heard this before, but hear me out. And you believed that your life was going to end. But so you psychologically made a decision. Okay, even though, of course, there's concern there and you don't want to die and you've got all these hopes and dreams, in some way, it's not such a bad thing because you can decide from that point on, you know, what do I want to spend my time on? Well, I would like to spend my time on my talents. I think that's the best thing that anyone could say. Everybody should be spending their times on their talents and what they feel they're made for, with no fear. Just work on that. And you know, figuring out who you are as a person. Now, can you imagine someone like the president being on food stamps? Can he empathetically take himself out of his role, wealthy man, put himself in the role of a man who was born to a really poor family that never had any real opportunity? He was just, nobody helped him along the way or nurtured him or helped him really grow in a positive way. Let's say he was born in my life around the people that want to manipulate and control me. I wonder how it would have been for him. You know, I really wonder, what if I was born with my soul and my spirit into a wealthy family? I wonder how that would go. Would I be, I mean, that kind of scares me a little bit. Would I be arrogant? Would I deem myself better than somebody else? What if I did and I failed to see the value in people because I felt like I was on this elevated level or system, and that I would psychologically take, you know, somebody's sustenance away And then all of a sudden make it look like, instead of being a right, like Social Security is a right that people have been paying into since, forever, for a really long time. And suddenly they decided to change it from Medicare to Medicaid and food stamps. And, we all know, and some of us, during our student years or raising children, we've had to use CHIP. We've had to use, food stamps maybe for a period of time because, we needed that help because we have other, dependents. And maybe we're working, we're trying to do childcare. I mean, life is expensive. You have no shame using those programs. You really do not. But right now, what he's doing, because I'm complaining about the way everything kind of went down, okay, for me. Before the announcement of Social Security, okay, hear me out. I wasn't on food stamps or special housing or anything. I was on SSDI. You've heard me say this, right? And I was using my talents. I didn't give up. I wasn't just bumming around doing nothing or causing anybody any trouble. I was just working on myself, the person that I am, my talents, just trying to be the best me I can be. Okay, which is really, that's why this is so awkward for them, because I wasn't doing anything but hopefully adding some value in the people around me, which, instead of seeing me as a valuable asset, instead, attacked me for just being myself. Why would you suppose that would be? Why would people just completely ignore their own lives and the beauty of themselves to go after another person? Who do the hell they think they are to do something like that? That is such a critical question. And I ask you to stop for a moment and ask yourselves, Christians alike, people that believe that they are God's children, and you are, and that you're doing everything right. But are you? Consider that for a minute. Who in the hell do you think you are? Who in the heaven do you think you are, really inside? Do you really think that money is really the judge of who a person is? It has nothing whatsoever to do with the actual person that you are. Yes, it'd be nice to have some. Nobody wants to do without, but you know what? It's your ability to navigate your life with or without. Like you're this powerful being, which you are all the time. It doesn't matter the struggles that you have to go through. It doesn't matter if things are going great. If they are going great, maybe you should help somebody else do great too. Instead of what are we going to do to take that person down before she gets too smart and powerful? It's you have your own beautiful life. Why would you want to waste your time to destroy another person that's doing absolutely nothing? The thought of doing something to you doesn't even cross their mind, They're just busy, enjoying their lives and the person that they are. Okay, let's say you don't have any money and things really are tight. And believe me, man, you know it too, because I've been investigated pretty thoroughly and I've gone through hell and back myself, So let me ask you, when you are going through these really tough times, the times where you don't know how you're going to pay your rent or buy your groceries, you don't know how you're going to keep the lights on or buy diapers for your kids, for your babies. You don't know where the dog food's going to come from. These really, most people, the majority, usually have tough situations that are not the elites. They have to go through these really humbling times. Do you really think about this, okay? Do you really, really think that somebody that's struggling to raise their kids, that needs to get government assistance to make ends meet, are really the ones that are the problem? Okay, I pause. Do you believe that the people that are trying to make ends meet, to take care of responsibilities, maybe they have an illness. Maybe they want to, maybe, you know, they're doing the best they can with the circumstances that they were born into. They weren't born into elite families. They were born into a poor family. My family wasn't rich when I was growing up. They really weren't. What if you found out that they all lied to you and they're bullying you, and you've got movie stars that are trying to steal from you and kick you around a little bit? You know, obviously I've got something they want. And I had something they wanted when they first saw me. It wasn't tangible. It wasn't tangible. It was energetic. It was authenticity, something that they felt that was, I don't know, maybe it was enviable to them. I don't know why. You know, it used to be that you would think that setting a good example for others, even have this kind of a matriarch personality that comes in and tries to set an example of how people treat each other and respect each other. Okay? Really, people should be judged based on their behavior, not how much money they have. What is their behavior doing? What are they showing you? You know, people can tell you who they are. And and believe me, everybody's got a gimmick because it's the image, right? It isn't who they actually are. So you're walking around mingling with people that are putting on a show. We're all a little bit of an actor. It's our image, right? It's our image. And people decide, oh, well, she's showing her shoulders. She must be a slut, you know? Excuse my French. Can you say slut on YouTube? Well, I just want you to think about it. The only true gauge about who a person is by the choices that they make. That's it. Okay? Okay, now we've talked about gimmicks, okay? And persona, masks, our image. Maybe I could walk around like this and think, you know, I'm a movie star. And you probably would believe me. And you know, I probably am. Maybe I haven't realized that dream yet, but I bet you I am. Who are you that you just don't know you are yet? You don't have to listen to me, but you know I'm right. Now there's these images. So let's talk about the government and the work of politicians, the propaganda, the elections, and beating each other up to see who ends up the less bloody and who comes out with the best image. Really, all of this is about behavioral choices that they have made in the past. Nobody's going to be perfect 24/7 all the time. They're not. But when you get down to it and you do an investigation and you find out who the core of that person is, it's because of the choices that they've made. Maybe it's something they said. Maybe it's something they did. And you can't fake it. You really can't. There's times in your lives where your guard's going to be down. You're going to forget to wear that mask and your true self is just going to come right out, right? Right. Well, I want you to be really careful, okay? Let's say, how do I say this? The masses, I've learned from really clearly observing, you know, in all of different areas of life, like religion, you know, government, the entertainment industry, any group, you kind of watch and you see, you know, their behavior. That's really, you watch their behavior, you watch what they say, and how consistently they say it. But the people that you think that you know are doing outrageous things most of the time. But if you find the people that are really not doing anything outrageous and they're just kind of minding their own P's and Q's and they say what they mean and mean what they say, you know, where are those people? There's got to be more of us out there. I bet you there are. I like to meet you. You are the people that I want to talk to. The people that, you know, say what they mean and mean what they say. They come with integrity. No, they're not perfect. They might even like to have a little fun sometimes, you know. But they're brave enough to just come as they are. You know, come as you are. You know, you don't have to fake it. But if you do have to fake it because you don't feel good, you need to find out why. If you don't feel good enough to come as yourself, if you were to take these billionaires and take all their money away, everything away, they would kind of look like nerds, don't you think? They'd kind of be like goofy. And some of the things they say already is pretty goofy. Because when you look at them, you're looking at their money and their status, which bravo, man. You know, you went places. But a lot of it is just smoke and mirrors. You know, the other people, yeah, maybe they did invent something really great to help people. But instead of just being like, you know, they should feel proud of themselves. They should feel really proud of themselves. But the last thing you go do is just trying to think, well, I am God of the world now, so you're going to do what I say, period. And I'm going to make you be on the welfare. I'm on the welfare. I get some ice cream that you don't get none because you on the welfare. So all of these psychological tricks to make you feel diminished, it's a silly game. Only you can let them energetically make you feel diminished. Now, I am not going to reduce myself like some people did when they were describing President Trump, the last administration. They were awful. These people were horrible to him. I was embarrassed to see Nancy Pelosi rip up that, you know, inauguration speech, whatever he was it the State of the Union or something like that. I thought, oh my gosh, how could somebody in her position at that level do something like that in front of the whole world? I thought that was, I don't care who she didn't want to be president. That was really rude and unprofessional. Boo. But, okay, and so now I'm thinking, okay, so now we've got the president that really probably wants to help. So, I mean, I'm sure he does want to help us, you know, and make America great in some ways. But they came back in with such a vengeance, it was easy to be alarmed, you know? Wait a minute. You mean we no longer have a constitution? We no longer have to follow protocol just because we're pissed off at the other guy? Well, that's not okay. We still have checks and balances, as they say. Just because they don't pay attention to those doesn't mean that we shouldn't pay attention to those. You know, because it's really, you know, the minute somebody comes in and does things out of the proper procedures, it's unsettling. I don't care if they're doing great things. The fact that they can do that without proper procedure, without in a way that we can respect and have the respect for us, that they would help us to understand why they would do something like that in the first place. Now, I've talked about this before where it comes to the church too. It's blind faith. Blind faith. Believing in things you cannot see. I believe that even though you can't see it, there's radiation. I believe, even though I can't see it, that I'm breathing air and carbon monoxide comes out of me. I believe in feeling inspired. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but it's real and you believe it. I can hear, oh well, what else? There's so many things that really exist that we can't see. But it doesn't make it any less true, does it? I don't see Jesus as much as I want to. I want to see him, and I want him to come back. But I still believe that he is there. I know he is. And he cares about us. So no matter what propaganda you're hearing, that people want to help you, and they're painting this picture, and oh, it's a great picture. We're going to have this, and we're going to have that, and it's just going to be great. Trust us. And now you see all these people jumping on the bandwagon. Whoa, man, they've really done some great stuff this month. It's been a month. That's really okay. Behavior is important. Right now, things are going okay. Kind of, we think, we hope. I don't really know about this information leak though, because boy, if it was somebody just in general that got a hold of our data, we'd be like freaking out. But because of the people wanting a particular man based on a campaign and propaganda, brings in somebody that we don't all know. And then all he has to do is get a bunch of other people behind him to tell you how good this guy out here is. Then all of a sudden, slowly, we all just get a little bit glazed. Well, maybe I was wrong. And I was too hasty. I do apologize, you guys. I can see that you're doing really great things, and you are. I can't deny it. And most of the people are really on board and just love what you're doing. But I still feel deep in my gut that government sucks, okay? We've got about 1,000 reasons to prove that because of behavior. People are who they are because of their behavior. It's what comes out of them, what their intentions are, what their spirit is, and they're coming out and doing exactly what, you know, they're doing these behaviors, and it's how they're painting that picture to you. And of course, to get anybody to be on your team, you've got to do a lot of good things, okay? First of all, your behavior has to be really, really, really good. Be good. We all can, okay, oh, we feel safe again. Oh, everything's fine. They've really kicked butt and took prisoners. Boy, those evil Democrats, man, this is great. You know, I've always kind of aligned with the Republicans. I always have, and a little bit with the independents too, liberalism, things like that. Because I believe that people do have an opportunity, should have the opportunity to come and make something of themselves and have a chance to become wealthy and to come up with some good ideas if people weren't so busy trying to steal other people's ideas. You know what I mean. But we have for more than a decade watching this government just completely corrupt them. Oh, longer than 10. I mean, it's been kind of like it's like an avalanche, and it just keeps building. And so I'm not going to say bad, good. I'm just saying cautious. Be cautious with this propaganda. Be cautious with all the goodies and the good potential. And so they're wondering, okay, no, I'm not an expert or anything like on investing and all that. And I'm doing my best to glean a few things here and there, even though I can't invest just yet. I know I will be. But it's strange to me. How is it, maybe somebody will send, I'm sure somebody will send me an ad about this. How is it that if everybody jumps on the bandwagon and invests in a certain thing, that it's not going to saturate the market and then be pretty much valueless? You know what I mean? Because everybody's going to get paid, and then the more people that jump on it, the less anybody's going to get paid for that investment. So I haven't really quite figured out how that works. You know, I thought it was like jump in early before everybody else comes on, right? You know, and I even had Intel stock for like, gosh, how long? I worked for Intel till about when? Oh, it was 1996 when I went to Greece. I went on a sabbatical to Greece. It was amazing. To Santorini, to the islands, to Athens. That was such a spiritual experience for me. Just to walk up the stairs of that Acropolis and to feel like I was walking right where the apostles walked. And some really interesting music was playing. There was like what are those guitars? A lyre. A lyre was playing like those old ancient, you know, instruments. And it was just like the spirit was with me. It was really strong. It was like I had like seen it, all of the history, everything that I'd ever learned in history. There it was, and it was just like, it was just amazing to me. And I know that you know what I'm talking about. Like if you went to Jerusalem and you've gone to these ancient places, how magnificent it is. And it proves so many things, you know, that to be true. It's not just faith. You can actually feel and touch it. You can go up there and put your hand on the columns if you want to. But the music and the feelings that I was surrounded by oceans of spirits that had lived before, that carried the rock that it must have taken up that mountain for them to chisel and make it into this beautiful Colosseum. How in the world did they manage it? How many lives were lost when they did that? But what they did goes on. It's like the most amazing thing. It really is. It's like a miracle of human hands of what we're capable of doing when we all get together and do it. I wish they hadn't died. I wish they had been treated better during those slaves when they were building that beautiful structure. But wow, what a structure it is. Each one of us have so much to offer, you know, and I really hope that that you will understand what I'm saying. Everything isn't about your image. You know, I could hire somebody to go out there and, you know, right now and say, oh, Treva, you are such an amazing person. She is a goddess. She is a heavenly sent. But we all are. And I know I'm heavenly sent. I know that Jesus Christ loves me. I know I'm a special voice for him. I know that. But I'm not alone. There's others too. I don't want to be worshipped because I worship God. No, that's not the point. I'm not looking for any kind of recognition based on because I have skills that not everybody has. I am gifted because God chose to gift me, and I shouldn't be ridiculed for having them. You know, it's just the way he made me. Okay. And so, but then there's certain people that have special gifts of technology, and there's certain gifts of leadership. Each one of us have a wealth of internal knowledge and drive to be something if we'll only let that come out. Now, as I evolve spiritually, as I have been under this emotional and psychological attack, you know, it hasn't occurred to me too much that I'm less than what they say, or that I'm less because they say I'm less. I never think of it that way. It's just more or less like I just want to commune with God. I don't want to have to deal with these energies. I don't want to have to surround myself with all this chatter. It's too much. You know, I don't care what anybody thinks about me because I already know who I am. And that is the point of what it is I'm trying to explain to you. And there's not enough propaganda in the world for me to not be able to see through somebody who's being deceitful. You know, I'm not saying that everything is deceitful and everything is bad. No. But I am very diligently asking you, no matter how good something looks, to really, really look at the great big scheme of things. Don't be shy about what you're allowing. And, oh, she's crazy, don't listen to her. Oh, don't ever let anybody say that. You have to really trust your inner core. Trust, you know, well, this looks good so far. Let's see how it goes. But never stop watching and really listening to those words, that behavior. You catch people behaving in certain ways. We won, oh, we're the greatest in the world, we're king, man, we're gonna go out there, you know what I mean? Just, you know, be really cautious because you're more powerful individually than you actually believe that you are. You are who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? I bet you're somebody amazing. I bet you could be. And I'm asking you, go out there and be somebody amazing. So when they ask you, who in the hell do you think you are? You absolutely know who you are, and you're proud of it. The minute that you're not proud of it, you're in trouble. Don't forget who you are. As Mufasa said, remember who you are. And don't let anybody talk you out of it. Until next time, don't be afraid to be your best self. Don't be ashamed of it. And don't let anybody put a label or put you in a situation that makes you psychologically and emotionally diminish yourself because you're in a financial circumstance that you can't do anything about. You just keep on fighting for yourself. Not fighting with people, just fighting to be your best self. To be a light in the world, to be somebody that can be counted on. It means everything. To tell the truth and to be a person that can be counted on. If that was all you ever did, do you realize how rare that is? If you did nothing else but was able to be counted on and had integrity, you would be the most valuable person the world has ever known. God bless you, and I'll talk to you later.